This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the all-electric Prologue SUV, there's a lot that could impress you about it. There's the generous passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged. I'm so happy you decided to join us. Before we jump in, I don't do this every week, but I would love if you went over, left a review, left a comment. I listen to all of those. Give me some topics. Send over to Steve at teachhoops.com. What kind of topics do you want to hear? But before we jump into today's topic, I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. I've tried them all, and this is not only how innovative are, but the workouts and what I love about Dr. Dish is they give back to the community. If you follow them on Facebook, if you follow them on Twitter, they're always giving back to the basketball community. And you mentioned Coach Unplugged, they'll give you $450 off. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It is a one-stop shop for basketball coaches. It's resources, it's handouts, it's videos, it's one-on-one calls, it's office hours. It's a coach. It's a resource run by a coach for a coach. It's not an ex-coach, not someone that's been let go, not someone that's coaching part-time. This is what I do. And Teach Hoops helps me keep the bills on. It helps me put up these podcasts, 13 podcasts a week. Teach Hoops helps me be able to do that. And it's a roadmap for you to be successful. And let me help you in this great journey that we call coaching. But let's head off to the podcast. All right. Welcome.
Another day we could talk about basketball. So
I know.
Fantastic.
It's a good day. It's a good day. So before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to our new podcast that's coming around, right?
Yes, youthsportsinsider.com. Go check it out. It's not live yet, but go sign up. We'll alert you when it is live. It is a podcast that's going to talk about the business of youth sports. So if you're an operator, if you're a sponsor, go sign up. You're going to learn a lot. We have a lineup of amazing guest speakers that have a wealth of knowledge in this particular area. Again, if you're an operator, tournament, youth sports, organizer, like if you're a AAU program operator, if you own a venue, a gym, we're gonna break the game down for you, and baseball field too. It doesn't matter. We're gonna help you navigate how to get sponsorships, how to fund your teams and places. So youthsportsinsider.com. Go check it out.
Yep. And then also we want to talk about our checklist, right? That you've been
Our checklist. Yeah, absolutely. We have done we've created a comprehensive checklist to help you get your season organized. And the best time to plan a season is right after the last season ended.
So what are we talking about today, Coach?
Okay. So this is a tough one. So we're talking about you have a player, you have a team, and it doesn't matter. You're on a team, you're a coach, you have maybe one or two teams, you have an elite team and a developmental team, and you have a parent who is pushing for their child to be on the elite team when maybe their skills are not there. So I want to talk about the hidden costs of doing that. Do you do that? So basically, what I'm saying is if you have a team of 10, this player would be the 10th player and see little playing time, versus being on we'll call it the B team or developmental team, where they would likely be a starter. And we hear this is, hear this all over, right? Every nick and corner and community has dealt with this particular issue.
Yeah. Oh, which comes first, the chicken or the egg, coach? Which comes
Yeah,
first?
I
This is
know.
a hard one. And what I think this is an individual case by case study from someone
Okay.
that's done it a long time. I think there are kids that will develop more if they're a good athlete and maybe they need to be up. And then there's kids that I think it's the kid, it's the parent, it's the team. All three of those play into that decision and the age level. I mean, so there's probably there's like all these factors that kind of come into where do you put them? Do you put them
Right.
up and sit them, or do you move them down? And then there's some kids are more fragile than other kids. Some kids
That's
don't
right.
respond well to it. It's almost
Yeah.
like you need a personality test of the parents, the kids, yeah. Anyway, like because there is that level. Like,
There is. Yeah, no, and
yeah,
it is
that's
a
why it's
tough
so
thing.
hard. It's
Some
so hard.
kids will respond to that great and push themselves. I had a team. I had this kid on the team. We sat, this was high school, boys team, and we were picking the teams, and we literally sat in our office. Do we move? Is this kid number 10, or is he going to be on the other team as, one of the top players? And I'm like, everybody was making an argument, both ways, both directions. He shouldn't be there, should be there,
And you can't
right?
ask the kid at the high school level because they all want to go up.
They all want to go up, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we ended up putting him on the team, on the A team, let's just call it. And he went from 10 to number 6.
right.
He responded, right?
Yeah,
He got better. He pushed himself, right? And he was became the first guy off the bench. And we were pleasantly surprised and happy to see that. Because he knew, and we were told him, when we were very honest, like, you can be on this team, but you're going to see the court a lot less. Are you okay with that? He goes, yes. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And he got
let's do it.
after it. He
He
proved
did.
himself. And
Yep, and
now
that's a personality thing, right?
that's right. And
It was
he's excelling. This is years ago. And I've been following him on LinkedIn, and we're LinkedIn. And he's excelling as a person now, academically, work wise. He
it's a
works at
personality
Apple,
thing. I know it's a
right?
personality thing. All right, so let's give a big shout out to GC because we both love Game Changer, don't we?
Yeah, coaches, go check out gc.com/coaching youth hoops. It's free to use. So I encourage you to use it to track stats in your game. You get post-game analysis and game highlights you can share with your team to make your team that much better. So go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops for all of your in-game analytics.
All right, what else do you have? What other thoughts do you have on this, Coach? I gave you kind of
Well,
my thoughts
again,
on
I
it.
think you've nailed it. You nailed it right out of the beginning, which is it really depends on the person. Are they, will their confidence be shattered playing up? Can they handle
Right.
the better players and being not as good as the other players? Um, and I mean, this also the one factor, it's like, when you have a parent pushing for this and questioning you and your evaluations, and you know sometimes as people in general, you're like, you kind of want to dig your heels and say, no, she's on the best team possible, or he's on the best team, we've made that decision. um but again, you don't want, there's always those outliers, like this guy I was telling you about.
Right. Right. And the thing is, it's like they're still kids and they're still developing. And it's
Right.
like and the great parents can kind of tell you the personality. The great parents can tell you, no, he's going to adjust to this. Or I mean, I could have told you that with both of my kids, which way they wwere going to go with it. um,
Right. Yeah.
were they going to take it as a challenge, or were they going to take it as, no one thinks I'm any good, I'm going to quit basketball and play volleyball
Correct.
now.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like that's it. So
Well, oh yeah.
don't you think? I mean,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and I think, you talk about factors too that go into this is what age are they at? So, if they're eighth graders, and I'm going to talk about girls specifically because it's different what I'm about to say. So, um, what other sports do they do? So, in the case in California, this is the basketball season and the soccer season are the exact same time. S- Yeah. So
oh, that surprises me. Okay.
yeah, and it's unfortunate because we
Yeah.
lose a lot of athletes to soccer. Um, so then you have to ask yourself, well, is she going to play soccer? This is an eighth grade team. I was thinking about, is she going to just go play soccer in high school and she's going to stop in a few months because literally they have tryouts right in October. So that's only a
Right.
few months away. So, you know, or and then I debate it's like, well, just let her play out have fun and let her play out the rest of the season. So I think that's a consideration factor, which is what's their other, are they even going to be able to attend most of your practices? Because here's the fear. They have soccer practice and basketball practice, and they're flip-flopping going back and forth. Well, she's already behind in skills. Now she's going to be behind in your plays, your defense, your philosophy, how you run the team, right? So she's further and further behind, right?
Right.
And that's the thing that parents are not taking into consideration. They just, I think a lot of times well, my daughters should be on the elite team just because it's the elite team.
Team. Right. Right. And
And we
there's
talked about this a few podcasts ago about, we don't call it an elite team, but again, you can see that the players are better, right? Even if you don't call it an elite team, you can see that the players are better.
right. And part of it is it's sometimes it's a social thing for the parents too. It's like, well, we've been with this group the whole time. And I know mom, I know, Sally's sister and Sally's, we hang out at the pool. And it's like all these kind of, there's these other variables that are kind of come into play, I think sometimes.
Yeah, I think what we're saying at the end of the day, we can't give you an answer what to do. There's a lot of variables that go into making that decision, but at the end of the day, it's can the player handle it? Are you going to build their confidence or shatter their confidence by having them on the better team when they're not the top player? And you really need to take that. I think that is probably one of the bigger consideration factors in making that decision. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think you got to take all parties into account. So you got to take the kid into account. I
Hmm.
mean, the parents got to take their schedule into account too. It's like there's all, yeah. And I think that's a difficult, is your kid ready for calculus or are they ready for algebra 3? I mean,
Right.
it's
Right.
similar to that. And you want to challenge and push, but
That's
not
right. You do.
overpush.
Yeah. You want to challenge the kids where you don't want to just play them at their level. You want to, level them up a little bit.
Right.
Um, but there's a point where it's too much.
It's too much. And then they
So
get turned off and then they don't want to take math
then
classes anymore and
yeah.
it's too hard and blah, blah, blah. It's
And
very
as you say,
similar.
you don't want to be their last coach,
Yes. That's
right?
Coach Collins' thing. Yes, it is. All
Yeah.
right, Coach. Anything else?
Yeah. All I can say is good luck on this topic. But to have conversations in the situation, sit down with the parent with the child present and talk through these or ask the questions, ask the tough questions. And again, I'm all about building kids' confidence. And I'll give a player a second chance, but they also need to live up. They also need to be held accountable in this
Right.
situation. And you
Yes.
don't want to crush someone's spirit and
No.
confidence. So
No. All right. Game changer, Coach.
Hey, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe, like, jump up and down, review, do whatever you got to do. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Have a great
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Memorial Day doorbuster deals are here at Lowe's. Right now, rewards members save $80 on the Master Forge 4-burner gas grill, now just $149. Plus, rewards members save $900 on the Lowe's exclusive Hisense French door refrigerator, now only $999. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/26. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.